now, as I often say, that the prenuptial takes longer than the actual marriage. But in the old days, people were serious about these things and studied very carefully. So similarly, the disciple studies the spiritual master. Is this someone who by his words and activities can inspire me in spiritual life, can give me good guidance and take me back to Krishna? So the disciple studies. And the guru also studies. Is this a serious, or is this person's... My Guru Maharaj said we should not take a spiritual master as a show, or like a pet. I have a guru, I have this, I have that. It actually means that one is seriously willing to take instruction and guidance from the guru, the spiritual master. It's considered, this is the riddle I ask the kids. Maharaj asked me to say there's something that's not going on. Don't worry, he'll correct whatever I say later on. But the famous riddle is, does anyone know what animal has two births? Well, before we go there. What's the bird?
The butterfly.
A bird. And why would a bird have two births? Can you explain that to us? Yes, Prabhu.
He was born when he's in the egg, and then he comes out of the egg.
So once, if we can say one type, thank you. We didn't script this, but he knows. The first birth is that comes out as the egg. And the second birth is when he breaks out of that shell. So it's described in every birth, we get a mother and father. Even we see tigers have affection, reindeer have affection, different types of penguins have affection. I think only snakes, maybe some of them have affection. But there's some familial relationship, parent and child. So in every, not to minimize at all mother and father, but in every birth there's mother and father. But only in the human form of life, civilized, cultured human form of life, can one actually have the real mother and father of the father of a guru and the mother of the Vedas. And just as when you have mother and father, then you have birth, conception. When you have the mother of the Vedas and the father of the spiritual master, pure, genuine, true spiritual realization and life takes birth, or can manifest. So it is considered that a human being is dvija, or twice born. My Guru Maharaj used to say that you can buy a Brahman thread, maybe inflation used to be 6, 10 paisa, maybe it's a rupee now, I don't know what it is. But you can buy a Brahman thread in the marketplace. There's even a type of incense you can buy called Gayatri incense, which will give you the Gayatri mantra, Om Bhur Bhuva, like that. But that will have no efficacy or no potency unless one takes initiation from a bona fide spiritual master and follows instructions. So it is considered the apex of human form of life, that one actually takes diksha or initiation from a spiritual master. At that point, one actually becomes a human being. So today, we're having that initiation ceremony. Maharaj will say more about that. I wanted to give a little introduction about Radhanath Maharaj. As you may know, the Hare Krishna movement, founded by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, we have centers all over the world. And Radhanath Maharaj is a member of our... the sweet chirping of the cell phone. There's another. It's found its mate. It's calling to each other. We have an international governing body that oversees all of our temples and farms and restaurants and so many ashrams. So Radhanath Maharaj is a member of our international governing body of the Hare Krishna movement. He is also a guru, as obviously seen here, who has disciples all over the world. He is beloved throughout our society for giving good guidance, good instruction, excellent example of spiritual life all over the world. Sorry about that. The Radhanath Maharaj, at a very, very early age, practically speaking just out of school, set out for India, spontaneously, obviously from a previous life, attracted to genuine spiritual life. And he traveled all over India. He was living in caves in the Himalayas, at the banks of different holy tirthas. It is a long and wonderful story. Someday we hope to find it in a book. Until he finally met Srila Prabhupada, the founder of the Hare Krishna movement. And although appearing like a rishi, in the long hair and so many things, after traveling all over different holy places, our Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, looked out in the audience and said, bring him on stage. The devotees wondering, is it some dignitary, is it some... But actually, even at that point, Srila Prabhupada had pointed out Radhanath Maharaj, had him come sit on the stage and sit next to him. Radhanath Maharaj also is the spiritual head of our temple in Chowpatty in Bombay. An absolutely unbelievable place. It is considered one of the most best managed materially and spiritually. They have yatras that travel all over India, thousands of people. They have the Bhaktivedanta Hospital, which is an Ayurvedic hospital, and also modern medicine. Best hospital in Bombay. So many things. They have ICANs, they travel all over India. So in so many ways, Radhanath Maharaj is a powerful, saintly person, and we are very fortunate to have him here today. So without further ado, please let us welcome Radhanath Maharaj. Now, East meets West. If we can get the microphone to him.
I'm going to help everyone here perform Achman, purification with the Ganga Jal. What I want you to do first is, with your right hand, take that spoon and just purify your left hand. Okay. And that's all, just a little bit. And then taking the spoon in your left hand, I'm going to have you chant a mantra, and when we finish the mantra, you take some water in your right hand and sip it. Okay? So repeat after me. Om Pavitra Pavitro Va Sarva Vastam Gato Diva Yat Smaret Pundarikaksham Sa Dhyaya Yantara Suchi Sri Vishnu Sri Vishnu Sri Vishnu. Please repeat. Om Pavitra Pavitro Va Sarvan Vastam Gato Diva Yat Smaret Pundarikaksham Sa Dhyaya Yantara Suchi Sri Vishnu Sri Vishnu. Om Apavitra Pavitro Va Sarva Vastam Gato Diva Yat Smaret Pundarikaksham Sa Dhyaya Yantara Suchi Sri Vishnu Sri Vishnu. You take again some water and just rinse it right. Drawing from the front.
Yeah.
Naraka, from the front. Straight.
ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकाय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कथं मह्यं ददाति स्वापदन्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सागना रघुनाथान्वितां तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् साधना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितं च नमः ॐ विष्णुपदाय विष्णुपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवं गौरवाणी। Spiritual Master, His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Prabhupada, who is coming in the unbroken disciplic succession of the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. Lord Chaitanya met with Sri Rupa Goswami on the banks of the confluence of Jamuna, Ganga and Saraswati. The place is called Prayag. At the Dasasvameda Ghat, he instructed him in the science of Krishna consciousness for 10 days. He impregnated in the heart of Sri Rupa Goswami not only the highest, most complete revelation of the absolute truth, but the capacity to fully realize the facts. He explained therein how rare the human birth is. According to the Padma Purana, there are 8,400,000 species of life, in which the eternal soul, which is part of God, is transmigrating. Of the 8,400,000 species of life, the human birth is so rare. There are 400,000 species of human life. All the lower species are simply passing through the karmas that they have created in previous human births. The plants and vegetation, aquatics, insects, reptiles, birds, beasts, they simply live according to their nature. They have no free will. When we come to the human form of life, we are given this great treasure of a benediction of free will. We can make choices. And our destiny is determined by the choices we make and the activities we perform. Therefore, human life is a life of very, very serious responsibility. We are responsible for our every word and our every act. And according to the laws of nature, there will be a reaction for everything we do. That is the laws of karma. Within human society, it is very rare to find someone who is following sincerely religious principles beyond just lip service. Most people in the world today who follow religion, it is more of a social identity, oftentimes fanatical, sentimental, but it rarely really changes the quality of one's life. Most people who do follow the scriptures of religions, they do it because they want better enjoyment in this world. That is called karma kanda. Or maybe even elevation in a future life to a higher realm of enjoyment. A rare soul realizes the futility of material happiness and strives for liberation. Muktanam apisidhanam narayana para. Sudurlabha prasantatma kotishvati maham. However, the highest, ultimate form of liberation is pure, unconditional, loving service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord Chaitanya explained, after wandering through millions of species of life and wandering through and suffering and birth and death in various human lives, it's very, very great fortune when one comes in contact with the spiritual master. The spiritual master plants the seed of devotion within the heart. That seed awakens our natural propensity for loving service to the Supreme Lord. There is nothing more precious than that. Human life is a junction. We can either take the road toward eternity and spiritual enlightenment, or the road toward reverting back to the lower species. When we receive that seed of bhakti, we must be aware of its value. If you do not comprehend the value of a precious jewel, you will neglect it and it will be lost. Because there are thieves who know the value, and they're always watching over it, waiting for your inattentiveness so that they can steal it away. In this case, Maya is a great thief, the greatest thief. She knows the value of pure devotion. She knows that this seed of devotion, if it is cultivated properly, you will become liberated from her influence forever. It is the illusory energy's duty to try to somehow steal that jewel away. And she orchestrates the entire creation in such a way to somehow or other take that seed of devotion away from us. If we understand its value, we will protect it as the most precious, valuable gift in our life. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained how we protect that seed of devotion. Especially by associating with people who are encouraging us for the higher life of enlightenment. We must also guard against materialist activities that drag us back down into the bodily conception of life, put us under the influence of the modes of passion and ignorance. It is for this reason, at the time of initiation, we take these vows to follow 4 regulative principles. No illicit sex, no intoxication, no gambling, and no meat eating. These are 4 pillars that cause material bondage. Simultaneous to protecting the seed of devotion, we must give it the proper nourishment. By watering it with the process of devotional service, beginning with hearing the glories of the Lord and chanting the holy names of the Lord. Lord Chaitanya quoted from the Purana, quoted from the Holy Scriptures, Kalerdosanide Rajan Asti Ekamahanaguna Kirtanareva Krishnasya Mukta Sangapa. But this age of Kali is an ocean of faults. But there is one benediction. Simply by chanting the holy name of Krishna, one can attain the ultimate perfection of liberation. Harinam, Harinam, Harinam eva kevalam, kalo nasteva, nasteva, nasteva katirangya. That in the age of Kali, there's really only one way by which we can attain the perfection of love of God. This is not anyone's opinion. This is the word of the Holy Scripture. This is the dictation of the absolute truth. And that one way is the chanting of the holy names. Nam namakari bahudan nija sarva shaktis tatrabhitami amita smaranena kala. The Lord has many names. The Lord has appeared in various times, in various circumstances, in various incarnations, and revealed Scripture according to the needs of the people of that time. The name of God is revealed in all of those Scriptures. Great Scriptures like Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam are not simply according to time, place, and circumstance. They are presenting the full-fledged eternal truth, the science of self-realization. And therein we find the authorized names of God. And these names of the Lord are so transcendently potent. The Lord is none different than the name of the Lord. The beauty, the sweetness, the power, the mercy, the pastimes, the abode of the Lord are all within the name. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur explained that if we chant the name properly, the name in and of itself alone reveals everything to us. We realize the form of the Lord, the qualities of the Lord, the associates of the Lord, the abode of the Lord, the pastimes of the Lord, and ultimately we realize our eternal identity in relation to the pastimes of the Lord. All that is required is the proper chanting of God's name. We must guard against 10 offenses. It is very important. I believe all of you know the 10 offenses to the holy names. I request everyone to recite the 10 offenses of this morning. Triveda Prabhu and me.